Camping safety, camping common sense. If you have common sense, which is not too common, then you're probably going to be safe anywhere you camp. By that I mean you will probably select places where your instincts tell you that I feel pretty good here. So yeah, you'll probably be all right. But let your instincts be your guide. They after millions of years they've learned something, so to speak. But some suggestions are: one, if you're going to be boondocking, be aware of what's around you. In other words, are there other campers around? In other words, if you have, when you select your campsite or before you set up, park your vehicle or whatever you're in, and walk the road each direction from your campsite at least 200 yards. Go down the road and then back. Why? Well, at least you'll be able to see who's near you. You know what I mean? And you can judge using your common sense kind of what kind of people they are by, what kind of vehicle they're in or how they're camped or whatever. Do they have dogs, and are they going to bark and bother you all night long, and other things like that? And if you see an individual, you're a pretty good judge of humanity. So yeah, just walk the road both ways, kind of see who's around you, or at least be aware. Maybe there's nobody, and that's okay. Then you can go back and set up your campsite. But before you do that, one of the habits I have is I kind of look around to see what animals signs there are. In other words, if you see claw marks clawing the bark off a tree, there's an old bear around there probably that's sharpened their claws or cleaned their claws. And if you're in grizzly country, I would suggest getting the hell out of there. Now, black bear country, I don't think that's too bad. They're not really that aggressive, not like brown bears or grizzlies. I've never even seen a grizzly in the wild. I've seen black bears. But the other predator you need to be concerned about, and I've mentioned this in other videos, and I've been RVing full time for like 28 years. Anyway, enough said. Panthers, cougars, those are they're just huge cats. You know what I mean? And they'll attack a human, and rarely, but I mean, like lightning strikes. You know what I mean? It's very rare. But if you see those big paw prints of like a big old kitty, well, don't you go out there with your cat food and try to feed it. Okay? I memean, they roam over a large territory, and miles. So again. But when you're out walking trails in the forest or wherever you are, look for tracks on the ground. Look for tracks and see what's kind of going on around you. Because you may have put your camp right in a spot where some animal comes through every day on its way to get berries or something or water, and you may camp right by the trail. So be aware of that. So that's kind of the wild animal issue, just being aware. Now, as far as the human part, that's a whole nother ball game, because people can fool you. Have I ever been fooled? Hell yeah. Have I ever had a problem camping? No, but I've left campsites because of the weird circumstances around me. I've done that a couple of times, actually. And so just let me turn around here. Interesting. See what this does. Do you need a weapon when you're out camping? That's your choice, totally. That's totally your choice. What kind of weapon do you need? Again, that's totally your choice. A handgun is obviously the easiest to handle, and the easiest to hide and carry with you. Uh, but the best protection would be a shotgun. You get you a 12 gauge pump, put about 5 or 6 rounds in it, and yeah, you're good. The sound alone will scare off any human being I've ever known. And at night, if it's dark, that flame coming out of that barrel, that'll do it. But yeah, but if it depends on you. I mean, do I carry a weapon whenever I go walking in the forest or whatever? Sometimes, yeah, if I feel a little, um, I don't know, a little itchy or whatever you want to call it, I will. It just depends. Or if I've seen some tracks, big cat tracks or bear tracks, yeah, I might do that. And when I'm driving in the boondocking areas, I might have a pistol where I can get my hand on it fairly quickly. Why? It's just I don't know the way I am. So, but anyway, another thing you can do is give yourself some visibility from your campsite if you can. I mean, I realize that when you're in the national forest, you know, you're surrounded by trees, so your visibility is limited. But even in national forests, you know, there's places where there's a little clearing, you know, there's not so many trees, you know, and you got a little visibility, which, trust me, could save. Not, well, I don't think anything's going out there going to try to kill you. Well, it could, but visibility helps because you know if you're in an RV, you're safer than you are in a tent for sure because you've got the walls of the RV. But if you're at night, that's what gets you because when you can't see, then all of a sudden everything becomes a monster. Okay, every little noise becomes Bigfoot, and so you got to be aware of that. And also, you don't you can't let these noises get to you because they will. They'll build. I mean, I've had it happen to me. I've been awake most of the night because of a damn mouse building a nest under my RV or trying to build it in my RV. You know what I mean? I kept hearing this scratching noise and crap, and I thought, oh shit, Bigfoot's trying to get in. But you know, so your mind just takes a small issue and blows it up into a major problem, and you get a little scared. But if you use common sense, you know, camp in areas where it's reasonably safe, you know. But if you want to go out there in the wilderness, that's your choice. Now, you know, a lot of guys do that, a lot of girls do that. Again, that's your choice. You're just magnifying the opportunity for something to happen. You know what I mean? You know, you reduce that opportunity by camping in state parks, national parks, and places where humans are, because predators don't like to be around human beings. You know, I mean, that's not their favorite thing to do. So, again, I would suggest knowing your limitations. If you're the type of individual that is really a little skittish or goosey, then I would say avoid boondocking. You know, and if you're, if you've been camping around, you know what you're doing, sure, go for it, you know. And, again, but if you do take a weapon, be damn sure that you know how to use it. You know what I mean? Uh, Life ain't nothing but a funny riddle, but it ain't funny when you can't remember how the weapon worked. And there's a predator, human or animal, staring you in the face, and you don't know if this thing is going to fire or not, you know. And that's particularly true of automatics. I think I would highly recommend a revolver over an automatic because you can make a mistake with an automatic and shoot yourself. You know, with a revolver, you'd have to really work at it. You know, but no, that's the reason I don't carry automatics anymore. I did at one time. I had a 380 automatic, and that'll do it. You know, that's enough. And now I've got a like a 38, and I got a shotgun too. But an automatic, it if you don't have the safety on, or you can't remember if you have the safety on or not, you could actually fire the weapon and put a round right in your leg. You know what I mean? And so, having said that, we'll stop here, and think about the finish of this video, which is what? Well, basically, whenever you're out camping, use common sense. Find you a campsite where you've got some visibility if you're going to be boondocking. If you're in a state park, national park, or whatever, and you're out walking on the trails and stuff, check your sixth position. Look behind you and see if anything's around. Also, be aware of animal tracks or human tracks around. If your campsite, you know what your footprint looks like. So if you are in an area where you can see footprints on the ground, and you get up in the morning and walk outside and there's several footprints that are not yours, that could indicate somebody was there during the night. You know what I mean? But those could have been footprints that were there before you came in, obviously. But if you check before you come, I've even taken a broom and gone around my RV and swept so that I would be able to see any new footprints. Is that paranoid? Well, maybe. But I will say this, and I've said it before, a little paranoid will keep you alive. You got me? A lot paranoid, they'll put you away. But yeah, just use common sense, guys. I realize it's not that common, but you campers, most of you have it. So enjoy your day, enjoy your life, be safe, and don't injure yourself trying to protect yourself. You know what I mean? Be careful with automatic weapons. They're handy, they look cute. You can get ammo pretty inexpensively, but a revolver, even a 22 is okay. I mean, but the only downside of a 22 is they don't have much knockdown power. I think a 38 would be good. 357, well, 357 and 38 caliber are almost the same. A 44 Magnum is too much. That's a little overkill. But anyway, guys, enjoy your life, keep your health, be safe out there, and don't worry about the booger man. Adios, bye-bye.